women are nuts, but those women tend to have. Not all beautiful women are nuts.
Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yehoshua Ba'ashim Kakadash. It's your brother Elder Bishop Python back at you with another video. And I stumbled upon this video here. I forgot the name of this guy, this psychologist. But we've taught many times, about women that they do not mature past the age of 12 mentally. And I know we made that comment in the past. And in case any brothers out there or anybody thought we just say things because we hate women or we want to shit on them, it's not the case. The things that we speak are absolutely true. True, sincere facts. And it is a sincere fact that a woman does not mature past the age of 12. Once she hits 12 in that age range, her mental capacity kind of pretty much peaks. It's like at that point the hard drive is full, and you try to drop another file in there, then you get an error. Okay, so it is what it is. It's just facts. Women are made to be emotional creatures, which they are. The man is the logical piece of that puzzle. The man and his woman or his women. And she's there to help him, but he's there to make the decisions, the major decisions. Not saying that women are stupid. They're not. You have to remember that 12 years old now, in this day and age, 2025, is not the same as 12 years old back in the day. At the age of 12, a man was able to essentially rule a kingdom. If you can rule a household, you can rule a kingdom. And so I'm going to play this video here, and then I've got some other facts that I use ChatGPT to kind of provide. Some of the things that we've said that people find controversial, mainly because they are emotional and they don't look into the facts. They are emotional. They go by their emotions, and this is by men as well. And the reason why men these days, pretty much they get stuck at the age of 12 as well. A lot of men is because the majority of them were raised by their mothers. So they think like their mothers, and they get, they have that capacity or that limitation on mental growth because they were taught how to make decisions based on emotions and not through logic. And this is why the black on black crime between our men is so high, because men don't know how to talk things out. They don't know how to emotionally regulate themselves. They just know how to act out of emotion, which is to shoot, to destroy, and all of that. Unless, something happens in their lifetime, they come into the truth, or they may come across some type of father figure that actually breaks them out of that and teaches them how to think, or they come across some hard times, which, men typically come across some hard times and they have to think their way out of it. But anyway, not to make this video super long, it's not meant to be. I'm going to play this video and then read a couple historical facts about our culture, the Israelite culture, pertaining to the women in our family structure. And then I'm going to end it on there.
Not all beautiful women are nuts, but those women tend to have very strong male figures in their life. Fathers and brothers who were able to tell the woman the truth and bear her hatred, bear her insults and her criticism and her emotional outbursts because it was the kind of like the right thing to do. Not just from the perspective of some vague virtue, but for her, it's the best thing to do because now she can become like a full emotional adult. Those are rare. that's rare for men and women. It's true. It's like chronological age has absolutely nothing to do with emotional or psychological age. And most of the people who are walking around, despite what their driver's license says, are probably between 8 and 12 years old. But if you accept that that might be true, the rest of society starts to make a lot of sense. You certainly can't begin with the assumption that people are just virtuous and mature. Why would the world look the way that it does? If you go the other way around, a lot of things make sense.
Right. So there it is. There it is by a psychologist. And, this actually applies across all across the board, but this is very much more so with women. And, if you hear when he started off the conversation, he started off, the context was in relation to the female mind. And if you dig into the female mind as far as studies, and you'll see this fact being cited, over and over again by different people who understand the female mind. So anyway, let's go to some of the facts about the ancient Israelite culture, right? So I asked ChatGPT, in ancient Hebrew culture, at what age typically was a young woman ready to marry and start a family? And here, in ancient Hebrew culture, a young woman was typically ready to marry and start a family at a relatively young age, usually around 12 to 14 years old. So this is why scholars do not come at us and try to refute us when we say that a woman should marry as soon as she has puberty. She's ready to be married, which is around that age range. You don't hear any scholars. All you hear is our emotional people that come at us, and they don't come at us with any facts, rebuttals that are factual or actual or historical. They come with emotions. Oh man, that ain't right. You like little girls. No, we're going into the historical facts, biblical facts. And the historical facts are that historically, in ancient Israelite culture, which is our culture, the women, when they had their period from 12 to 14 years old, in that age range, they were ready to be married. Okay? And by that age, they knew how to be a wife. Not like today, where women are raised to be career women and to be independent. And when they come across a man, they have no idea. They don't know how to be a wife to that man. They don't have the tools to be a wife. They have no idea, because that's not how they were raised. So as far as a wife mentality, they're like 3 years old, 2 years old. So if we read on, it says this age was considered the beginning of adulthood for women, and marriage often followed soon after reaching puberty. In many cases, women married shortly after menstruation. Isn't that what we have been teaching? As fertility and ability to bear children were central to marriage at that time. And this is why the Lord said, what? Gird up thy loins as a man, because in this world you are taught to be emotional. Women are emotional by nature, but men have been raised to go against their nature, to be masculine, to be feminine, to be effeminized. So when you bring out things like this, facts like this, they get into their emotions. Their panties go into a bunch. Mentally, their panties go into a bunch because they're thinking like a woman. Okay? And then it goes into like how this could vary based on specific circumstances. The marriage will often arranged by families. I mean, the scriptures tell you that, you got to arrange it through the father, right? It's not a big secret. Then I asked, by the time a woman was ready to marry, what type of duties was she trained to perform, and what was her relationship with her husband expected to be like in the hierarchy of the household? So these women in these churches that talk about how they're so God-fearing and God is good all the time, God is good all the time, and they're so God fearing, right? Let's see if they possess or if they practice these qualities. So, in ancient Hebrew culture, a young woman was typically trained in various domestic duties that were central to managing a household and supporting her husband and family. Now, women view having a husband and a family as a curse, as a distraction. Why? Because they want to be independent, right? They don't want to use their young years to go out there and have fun and be wild, you know? So maybe when they're 60, 70 years old, 50, 60, 70, you know, when the walls all dried up, you know, and parched and looking like the Sahara Desert, you know, then they want to shift and start looking for a husband. But then, number one, nobody wants you at that age, right? You know, there's no water in a dry land, you know. We like, we like the soil nice and moist. You know, that old soil that's parched is dry, no grass grows, you know, it's got cracks in it. We want that nice, fertile soil. And this is why when the soil is fertile, the woman is supposed to know how to be a wife so that that man will want to keep her, you know, and so that she's attractive to that man, not attracted by, see, these women think that men are attracted to their college degree, to their job, because I'm independent, I've got this and that. You're walking around and talking like you sound like a man, you know, you sound like a man. And so you wonder why you find yourself single when you think in your degree and the money you're earning and how hard you work for the man is supposed to get you a husband. When all the husband is thinking like, damn, when are you going to have time for me? Do you know how to cook? Can you cook? You know, it's 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning. Y'all just finished doing it. He just finished blowing your back out. And he says, baby, I want something to eat. And your something to eat is going in a freezer and pulling out a TV dinner, a microwave dinner, or popping some popcorn in the microwave. Nah. And then you wonder why you're single the very next day. Where that man is like, you know what, where's my belt? Where's my shoes? You know, where's my shirt? Where's my pants? I'm out of here. I'll catch you next time. And then there is no next time. So reading down, what is a woman expected to do? What is she trained to do by the age of 12 to 14, by the time she's married, which is around that age range? Domestic skills and household management. Cooking. These women, they can't cook. Weaving and sewing. How many of these women know how to weave and sew? Right? Child rearing. These women don't know how to rear a child. That's why they have daycare. You know, they don't want to be bothered. They got to go out and make that bread. You know, they buy the baby, Gerber baby food. It's got all type of poisons in it. They taking a baby to get all these shots because they don't know any better. You know, they're not trained in health and herbs like the old women used to be. They feeding them Similac and breast milk substances, which are loaded with sodium and all types of poisons. And you wonder why your child grows up to be, you know, have to wear a helicopter hat. Cleaning and maintenance. A lot of these women are straight up nasty, man. Nasty. All right. Cleaning and maintenance. Water and food procurement. Fetching water from wells. I remember when I was growing up in Haiti, you know, there was a well. Women used to go to the well. You know, that's how Moses met his wife. You know, at the well. Women used to go to the well and they were in shape. They used to go to the well, you know, have a bucket, carry it on their head, you know, go out and get fruits and vegetables and all that. They don't know how to do that stuff now. Now it's Uber Eats, you know. And if they marry, they use Uber Eats because I don't want to cook. You know, let's just order Uber Eats. Training in roles as a wife and mother, you know, managing the home, support for the husband, okay? Because that's what a husband wants. Just like a job, you gotta look at a man like you're joining a company. Why would when the company hires you, it's because the company wants you to support the company's role, the company's um, procedures, the company's goals and their visions. Not do your own thing. Here it is, you have a husband, but you're doing your own thing. And he can't get no help from you because you're busy doing your own thing. And it's come to the point where you women, you want to call your husband your partner, as if you have a business partnership. And that way, I'm saving my own money, I'm doing my own thing, and you do your own thing. And that way you create yourself a little basket, because if one day you decide to leave, you got a little nest. So his money is your money, and your money is your money. So you spending his money, and your money, you're stacking it for the day that you decide to leave. If you get bored of him, or he doesn't make you happy anymore, or it's not fun, you think you found some greener grass. Religious duties as well, following the Sabbath, dressing moderately, all those things. And then relationship with the husband, there were marital expectations, mutual respect, and a lot of women, what they like to say as a clap back when you go into the hierarchies, the women in the back in the day, they were miserable. They were slaves. Nah, that ain't true. Maybe your ancestors, your great grandmother was miserable because she was a manly, masculine, she was unruly, and so that's what you were taught, that I was oppressed. Or every woman, when they break up, is because they were abused. Every single case, 100% of the cases, all these women are just perfect, right? Even though King Solomon, he didn't say, he said he didn't find one out of 1,000. But in 2025, as a woman is single, she's a complete angel, and the reason she's single is because she was abused. Like every last one of them were abused, either physically or emotionally. Anyway, anyway, again, if you talk to a psychologist, anybody that's in marriage counseling, it's the women. The women are the abusers, the emotional abusers and the physical abusers. It's the women. You are straight up devils. Okay, love and affection, blah, blah, blah. The hierarchy, it's a patriarchy. 1 Corinthians 11:3. The wife had certain duties in the household that she overlooked, the kitchen and things like that. If you go into these traditional house homes, the man runs the home, but the woman, she's good at certain things. The woman is better at cooking. She's better at cleaning. She pays attention to detail. She's better at raising small children because of her nurturing that's built into her. So can a man do it? Yeah. But if you're in a marriage with a man, could he let you oversee those type of things because you're better apt for that stuff? Yeah. So it's not like you're being oppressed. If you're oppressed, that means you're too damn masculine. You and your masculine. And you have no business being in any relationship with the man. You might as well just be a dyke, because those women are just as backwards as you. They want the man without the dick. Because men are oppressive, but yet they get a woman that acts like a man, but without the penis. But that woman that acts like a man without the penis puts a strap on so that she can have a penis. Shit is totally fucking backwards. Reading on, polygamy or polygyny, as some people say, which is part of the Hebrew, our heritage, and that is coming back as long as everything else that we read. When this place is destroyed, this kingdom, all this stuff is coming back, baby. All right. Okay, so let's go down to the scripts. Okay, there's a couple scriptures here listed. Proverbs 31:14. Now, this might be the NLT. Now, this is scriptures which give you the characteristics of the woman, how she should be. And there's a whole chapter dedicated to the virtuous woman. which the virtuous woman in all reality is the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures. But the virtuous woman, when you read about it, this is how our women are supposed to act. So Proverbs 31:14 says, she is like the merchant ships, bringing her food from afar. She rises while it is yet night and provides food for her household and portions for her maidens, right? Then you got the weaving and the sewing. And I've met some women today, more so it's the older ones that know how to weave, sew, crochet. And I remember when I was younger, that was a common thing that women knew how to do. You know, how to patch a rip in the jeans, you know, how to make a garment, how to make a blanket and all that, how to make a sweater. But now these women, all they know how to do is make TikTok videos, you know, and selfies. So weaving and sewing, Exodus 35:25. All the women who were gifted artisans spun yarn with their hands and bought what they had spun, blue, purple, and scarlet thread and a fine linen, knowing how to make garments. They made garments for the family, for the husband. You know, the priests, if they had the priests that were married, the women would make garments for them. And you have sisters that do that today, which is great, you know. Proverbs 31, I believe that's the virtuous woman chapter. You know, child rearing in Proverbs 31:28. Her children rise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Can you say that about these women today? No. These women today, these children today, you know, my mom was abusive. Most of these men and women today are jacked up and are traumatized because of their mother. And that is a fact. The majority of men in jail were raised by single parents. Those kids that go in them schools and do them, you know, them acts, you know, grab a gat and spray up the school, you know, these Edomite kids, those a lot of those were single mothers, right? I gotta look that one up, but I know for sure for Jake, the majority of those in jail are raised by single parent, single mother households. All right. Cleaning and maintenance, Proverbs 31:27. She watches over the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Now, when you go back up to 28, it says her husband also, he praises her. These men are not praising these women these days. They're all complaining right now. This is why you have the red pill. This is why you have the manosphere. This is why you have a MGTOW. Because these women are not serving their purpose anymore. You know? Not even if you want to get some snatch. These women don't even know how to... Back in the day, a woman knew the art Akuma Sutra. That came from the Israelite woman. You know? That came from the Israelite woman. And they knew how to turn you on. They would come in the bedroom. Whenever you walked in the house, they would have something nice on. Lingerie. You know? To turn you on. Keep you attracted. Have everything be smelling good. Take baths, not showers. Actually take a bath and let the coochie soak. So it could smell like damn potpourri. You know? Use natural oils. All of that. Speak to you nice and soft. Touch you. Caress you. You know? Cleaning and maintenance. We read that. Water and food procurement. All right. You know, we read about that earlier, about the women fetching water and all that. But this is an example of Rebecca in Genesis 24, fetching water for the well for Abraham's servant. And I remember myself, personally, I remember growing up as a young man in Haiti, and watching the women do what they do, you know, go out, kill the chicken, strip it of the feathers, boil it, cook it, gut it, you know, make the bed, clean, and all that. And I don't know what these women are talking about being miserable. Again, that's these women over here. You know, look at them today. They have the best life they could live, and they're all walking around with a screw face. They're all miserable as hell. Why? You got everything you wanted. You wanted to be independent. You wanted to be free. You wanted to be praised for effing and sucking, you know, every wiener, every frankfurter to your heart's content. You got that. You know, you could vote. You got that. You know, you could dress like a man. You know, you could put on a blazer and some pants. You got that. You know, you can even change your gender. You got that. You know, you could take pills and get rid of your titties and have a deep voice. I mean, you got everything to your heart's content, but you're still miserable. What's up with that? Right? So I'm not going to read the rest, man. I think you got the gist. I think you got the point, you know? So with that, my brothers and the sisters, whoever was able to bear this lesson, hey, Lord's with us was edifying. I'm going to say shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Hawashai, Ba'ashim Ukakudash, shalom.